Astrotometry log. It is May 1st, 2010. It's approximately 0220 UTC. This is a supplemental earthquake forecast commentary. I am in the process of doing a forecast for this coronal disturbance that we'll probably be seeing a hypersymmetric earthquake for in the next few days. And I am wanting to do a really detailed analysis of this, but while I was doing that, we had a couple of earthquakes that came in up near the Bering Sea. This is up between Alaska and Russia. And so this event, I don't usually do forecasts for earthquakes that I think are going to be less than 6.5 on the Richter scale. And so this has been revised for moment magnitude 6.3 and 6.0. This is some fairly significant activity, and it may actually have something to do with this part up here, this part of this up here. If it is, this could be the west coast of the United States here. But this image in the GOES-14 instrument actually is tilted quite a bit. This is the sun's north pole right here. This area right here is the sun's north pole. So this should be up here. This should be more down over here. This still may be hypersymmetric with Alaska and the west coast of the United States, but I haven't made a call on that yet. I haven't I'm not complete with my analysis on it. This was synchronous with two X-ray spikes that I am suspicious were the triggers for these particular events. And if the events were in time farther apart, I would be more sure about that. I'm not certain. But this fits the profile of what I refer to as the warm finger effect events. When we have a period of very, very calm X-ray activity and then two sudden spikes in activity. Usually there's nothing leading up to it that's a gradual increase, but just these two spikes. This is the sort of thing that I have a way to forecast, but I'm not currently able to do that because this is the secondary sort of quake that happens during this sort of period, and I'm not watching for these right now. I'm not watching for these flares. These flares were unexpected. The sun has been very calm, relatively calm, and this is probably the source. This active region right here will probably be seen to be ejecting a coronal mass in the next day or two in the SOHO C2 and C3 feeds. This may or may not be related to interesting phenomenon. The C2 feed has these dark features in it that I haven't really seen anything like before manifesting so quickly. And I'm not sure exactly what to make of this. I'm not sure if there's maybe a problem with the instrument, but it looks like the stars that are moving in the background discontinue, and that indicates to me that there's a sort of anomaly in the data feed itself. There might be some sort of I don't know what could cause something like this, but I'm not too concerned about it. I've seen stuff like this before. The when it manifests rather suddenly, almost like something suddenly changed with the equipment or something like that. Like this is the 29th at 0100 UTC, and then in the next frame at 0112 you see these dark features. And it could be that something energetic happened and that was somehow associated with this, or it could possibly have something to do with the influence from this hole. But at this point, I would say no. If I had to guess on this, I would say that there's some sort of problem with the data feed, considering the position of the stars. Considering that the position of the stars seems to suddenly change, it looks like it's just from a different time. And so that something has gotten into the data feed somehow. Not terribly surprising, but these sort of anomalies do happen. And so, yeah, that's an interesting phenomenon. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Now, we don't have access to, right now, the EIT images from SOHO. So the source of these flares, I'm speculating, is this active region, but it could also be this region over here. And it may indicate increasing X-ray activity. We'll know in the next couple days. But this is not something that I would consider to be something to get concerned about. This is normal activity, by the way. This is not a very significant flare at all. These are not significant flares, but they were unexpected. And considering how calm the sun has been in the past week, they were kind of unexpected. But this event, this seismic event, it may be fairly significant because we have had this trend of very, very low X-ray activity. It's usually in the periods, though, where this is falling that the more significant events happen, unless these are harbingers of more flare activity that is to come. In that case, then this might be a more significant event. So as far as the other possible locations for this, my estimate on the latitude of this event was around, my preliminary so far estimate is around 20 degrees north, so not very far north. The places that currently fit the profiles here in Central America, we've had some volcanic activity down here in Guatemala. There's a lot of activity right now in the region near the seam of the plate. This is the area right here where the Haiti quake was. Has not had any activity recently, but there were no foreshocks for the Haiti event, and so this region is suspect, I guess, right now. The Caribbean plate here is probably the most likely place for this, but the other likely places are the Ring of Fire, probably the next most likely. This region is very quake active, and there are two plate boundaries that fall in along that latitude line, one right here and one right here, and then we have all this activity that's been going on right here that may be foreshocks, maybe harbingers for the event. The other place that is a possible location for this quake is the Hawaiian Island region, just because it's experiencing volcanic activity and has had several small earthquakes. This is normal for Hawaii, but because of its latitude, according to the calculations that I've done, it falls in the range. The quake could be, I think, it could be as far north as Baja California again. I don't think that's going to be the location, because the other places that are having activity are closer to closer down here, and so this area might shake a bunch anyway. It might experience a bunch of activity, but it might be ongoing minor activity like this activity that we're seeing in the wake of the Baja California event. This whole line right here is the region that was affected by that 6.7 or 6.9 event that happened in Baja California. So this whole region basically was the epiline. It was more of an epiline rather than an epicenter. And so the indication is for a lot of movement. This indicates a lot of movement. Whether or not that movement happens suddenly, or whether that movement happens over time really indicates how bad the quake is if there's a single event.